unmute us
Unmute the microphones.
and move over slowly.
Ooh,
By slowly, I mean very quickly.
All right.
Hey,
Hi.
it seems to be working.
Don't jinx it.
I know, right? Ugh. Our cameras look like shit right now too. You're all like blown out. It's not your fault. It's all new software. Like I'm trying the new Twitch software because the new Twitch software is having
Is new?
Well, no. I mean, yes, it's in beta, but it's having less problems with the
Funky router.
with which our router is getting replaced this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Just not in time for this. So
I ordered it this week, but I didn't really want it delivered while we were both out of town for Thanksgiving. So
yeah, that's fair.
So we're Clinically Inane. We are a podcast out of Seattle.
We talk about nerdy shit, whatever's on our mind at the times. The end times. We should probably be recording this. It wasn't recording at the beginning.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yay, now the video is recording.
Hey.
It's like I said, it's new
audio?
Yeah, audio's recording fine. It's all new software. It's streaming, and I have to tell it to record too. And it's supposed to. It's the Twitch. It's all Twitch beta stuff. It's all beta,
It'll get
but
fixed from time, hopefully.
It's not horrifically crashing like Streamlabs is right now for our problematic router. So
speaking of end times,
yeah,
I have a news article for you.
Okay.
I want you to follow along with this little.
Oh yeah, I'm Curtis. That's Boyd.
Yeah, little description and blip, and tell me at what point we lose you on this one.
Okay.
Johnny Depp.
Oh, I heard about this.
Is producing a musical.
Yeah.
About Michael Jackson.
His glove.
As told by his glove.
Yes.
In which.
Oh no, there's more. I didn't get past that. I didn't get past that first part.
In which.
Okay.
The glove.
Oh no.
Is a sentient alien who feeds on virgin boy blood and thusly is actually the one responsible for everything Michael Jackson's been accused of.
I hate it so much. That can't be real. Like that
the glove? No, the glove's not actually sentient.
Like, but that whole premise can't be real. Like, no, I refuse. I refuse to accept that.
It's apparently real. Yeah.
I don't there aren't words for that.
Did I read that correctly?
What?
Okay, it is
It's unauthorized, obviously.
Yeah, apparently there's also an authorized one going to Broadway too.
Oh, great, cool, yeah, neat. That's what we need.
Depends how dark they go with it.
I mean, here's the thing: is there's no denying the fact that Michael Jackson made some bops. Like, yes. There's some good fucking music in there.
Yes. There's also no denying that Michael Jackson was a horrible person, apparently.
Yes. I mean, we've talked about this before. It always gets back to the things like, it always gets back to the things like, oh, what do you mean R. Kelly was a bad person? It's like, yeah, we've known this for fucking years, man. Like, get with it. Get with the times. We knew this was the thing. Like, I don't know how people remember like that was it Finding Neverland or no, Forgetting
not Finding Neverland.
Finding Neverland's it is Johnny Depp though.
The newest one.
The documentary. I don't.
Yeah.
Come on, Google faster, boy.
Leaving Neverland.
Leaving Neverland. Thank you. Yeah, Leaving Neverland. I
knew the name was in the article I was looking at somewhere.
Yeah. The thing about Leaving Neverland is everyone went like, "Oh my God, he's a terrible person. He was like all of this stuff, all of this. He did all these things." It's like,
duh,
fucking yeah, man. Like I lived through the 90s. I remember that shit.
Yeah,
90s and early 2000s. Like this was not new news.
No.
In much in the same way that, R. Kelly being a piece of shit was not new
Who's
news.
the other?
Apparently, people knew about Cosby for a long time and
Yeah.
didn't say anything.
Chris, what's his face?
Chris
Beat Rihanna.
Brown.
Chris Brown, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Brown. I knew Kevin Spacey was a creep for a long fucking time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just did. Like,
Weinstein.
yeah, Harvey Weinstein. Like, all of these things, they're all none of. Well, here's the thing: is the Weinstein news actually did break when it broke. It wasn't a. It was a well-known secret inside of everything. It wasn't like. So Cosby was apparently real well known to have been done that.
Yeah.
They just kind of the media just decided not to cover it because it was Bill Cosby. Kevin Spacey was also really well known, but because he led such a private life and nobody would actually admit to having been abused by him, then nothing happened from that. R. Kelly, Dave Chappelle called him out on the Chappelle show in late 90s, early 2000s.
Yep.
Like, and people just conveniently forgot that happened. It was early 2000s. It must have been like 2003. But people just kind of conveniently forgot that happened.
Yeah.
None of it is new news. It's all stuff that's just like, yeah, no shit. We've known for a long time. This is not new information to us. And so, like, going through the Michael Jackson shit is just like, really? And then you get Johnny Depp, who is also an abuser.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we're just stacking at this point. Yep. Oh, there's an error. We got some drop frames. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
All right, we're still
going. Okay, cool.
We're mostly framed.
That's the first one. So
we'll see who the list is at the end.
Yeah, exactly. But we've got one so far. It's
one
not bad.
Singular drop frame.
No, we dropped like 54 frames, but it was one incident.
Batch of 50.
How was your Thanksgiving, Boyd?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ate turkey. We ate pie. We ate Kringle.
Kringle?
Have you ever had a Kringle?
Chris?
It's a Danish pastry.
Oh.
Think about like a Danish.
I've never eaten Santa, so
think about a Danish, but like the size of a pan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's the entire description.
Do you need more?
I mean, I'm curious. Like, what is it?
It's a fluffy pastry with some sort of either fruit filling or almond or a filling.
Okay, so that is what I was looking for.
It's like a giant Danish.
It's a giant Danish.
Yeah.
By Danish people.
Yes.
Weird.
I know.
It's not bad.
No, it was good.
I went over to my parents' house.
Yeah.
I was at my parents' house. My mother was my mother worked her ass off.
Yep.
To get everything. And I got over there, and my job was to help move it to 2 full turkeys. We could have done 2 full turkeys. We probably should have.
Yeah.
But we had one that was being baked in the oven that my mom was in charge of.
And one being deep fried?
Nope. Barbecued. I was in charge of the barbecued one, which had been brined in a maple bourbon brine.
Interesting.
It was real good. But I somehow managed to not fuck that up.
Well done.
Yeah, it was nice though. It was because it was a nice day out in Seattle that day. It was
yeah, it was.
It was a little chilly, but it was that type of cold where it was
crisp.
It was crisp. Yeah, it was sunny.
Yep. It's a fall day.
Yeah, it was a nice fall day. And I literally just sat out on the porch with some ginger beer and hung out with the dog and barbecued a turkey. Yeah, I know, right?
Though during the Apple Cup, my aunt was wandering around. Like, she swears she's hearing someone playing music.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what the fuck it is. No one else can hear it.
Yeah.
We finally realized what it was.
The band on the TV?
No.
Oh.
Her granddaughter was watching videos on her phone.
Yeah.
And her hearing aid is connected through Bluetooth.
Do you hear that? Hear what?
Everyone's like, no, what are you talking now?
Like, and not just fucking with her.
No.
Yeah.
Legit. No one else could hear it.
No one else could hear it.
It was just the music in her head.
That is
literally
hilarious.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. I
Also, it almost makes me want a hearing aid. Like, just be able to put it in and just put music on.
Yeah, right.
No obvious sign of headphones.
My dad is thinking about getting them
Yeah.
because he's fucking deaf and he needs the hearing aids. He just finally is willing to admit it now.
My dad's been deaf for like 20 years and just refuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
he just doesn't want to hear my mother. That's most of it.
that. So my dad has refused to admit it for the longest time.
Yeah.
And part of it is because the hearing aids he wants to get are super expensive.
Yep.
They're a couple $1,000. And so he's kind of like, yeah, it's a lot of money. Like but just
Yeah.
it's the money that you spend so that it actually is
It only
good.
sounds like a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah, it does sound like a lot of money.
But hear me out.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It becomes worth it in the end very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the rest of my Thanksgiving was it was good. There's a lot of people. My brother brought his girlfriend.
Ooh, congratulations.
Yeah, she was thrust into a lot of people. And then my cousin Steven brought his girlfriend too for the first time.
Yep.
And my brother's girlfriend looked at her and went, "Oh my god, I'm not the only one."
My little brother brought his girlfriend, but she's been to a couple like
Yeah, she's been
Thanksgivings
around
and-
for a few
yeah.
years now. Yeah, it was.
She was entertained as we all went through family photos and we're just telling stories. And-
Yeah, yeah. My family has a tendency to get a little bit too. I guess what's the best way to put it?
Political,
No,
energetic,
no,
vocal,
no. They
questioning,
get no too.
inebriated.
No, they get a little bit too traditional for my taste. Like you have to say the prayer before eating, and and then because the average age of everyone there is around 60.
Yeah.
So like it's all a bunch of old people who are like they need to say a prayer and then they need to tell a story.
Yeah.
And I get it's nice to do that, but at some point I'm done.
We go around and we have to do the what are you thankful?
I fucking hate that shit. I'd never do it. I kind of miss smoking because when they used to do that at our house, I would bail.
Oh, we do it right before you sit down. Like you have your food and you can't eat it until everyone's done with that.
No, fuck that shit. I hate that. That's the tell everyone something about yourself.
We've done it for years, and the angriest I've ever seen my dad at Thanksgiving. My cousin is an ordained minister.
Yes,
he did this wonderful like a little prayer, and very thought out, very well done. I'm sitting right next to him, so it gets to me next, and I just go, ditto. My father was livid. But it has now become a family tradition. Both my mother and I, amongst our what are we thankfuls, include the word ditto.
Ditto. Yeah. What they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate the say what you're thankful for. It's like I'm thankful for this moment to be fucking done.
That's the problem is it was the 7-year-old who started it this year. It's hard to stop him with his 7-year-old and a 70-year-old.
The one thing that was good, that made me laugh out of that entire thing was my uncle did a little quick toast. It was to the people that we'd lost this past year.
Yes.
Over the past year and a half or so.
Yep.
So my grandpa, my cousin's dad, and my uncle's little brother passed away. He made a toast to them, and then he took a really sad thing and he turned it around and immediately went and he goes, and because we've talked about this before, my grandma is one of 4 sisters, much like your mom is one of 4 sisters, and they kind of like run shit.
Yep.
He goes, and to me, the last remaining brother-in-law, because he's the last remaining brother with my grandfather passing away. All of the sisters' husbands, with the exception of him, are now dead.
Yep.
So he's like, so protect me.
My dad would be the last remaining of the first husbands.
Yeah, to say we have a couple two husbanders, but they're all gone. Like my uncle really is the last remaining.
Yeah.
Um, but he's also the one who every year asks me what I do to annoy my mother.
It's an important question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was very happy that I brought some nice Irish whiskey.
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
My brother bought me that. My brother bought me some. I got a little bit late for the present, but got me a nice bottle of rum.
It was a birthday present, late
Yeah.
birthday present. Yeah.
Look, it's Old Monk.
Yeah. Which
the
for
bottle.
for you, it's like bottle of rum in
Yeah,
a funny
makes-
bottle. That
yeah.
seems like a total
It is
thing.
a cool like monk shaped bottle.
Yeah.
It is bottled, blended, and distributed from. Or no, it's distributed. It's not brewed. Distilled, blended, and bottled in India.
Mm-hmm. You know where they don't usually make rum?
India. Normally it's from the West Indies, not East.
Yeah. Normally it's from
the Indies, not India.
Yeah.
It is not good.
It is apparently very bad.
Like not even with Coke is it good. Just no.
That's rough, man. When you can't even make a rum and Coke with it.
Oh, it's real rough.
That's really rough. But
I've drank some cheap rum in my day, but this is a this is a special.
This one takes the cake a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I say, I brought over ginger beer and whiskey, and so all was well at my.
I was not allowed to bring any food or drink.
I was told to bring whipped cream, so I did, and I also brought the other things because I wanted to.
I didn't bring anything. We still had turkey, 2 types of mashed potatoes, stuffing, 2 different types of cranberries, rukol, 3 different types of dessert.
We had a turkey and a half, a bunch of mashed potatoes, all one kind, just a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Gravy, stuffing. Someone made a green bean casserole. I don't touch that shit. I don't like it. And we had, cranberry sauce, and my mom makes sweet potato rolls.
Yep.
And we also had sweet potatoes, of course.
We're only 9 people and 2 children.
So. We were 24, 25
I think we could
people.
have still taken you guys.
I mean, some people don't eat as much. Oh, we also had some field roast for the we had a couple of vegetarians.
Yeah.
But what was really funny was, there was plenty of it because we had 2 vegetarians.
Yeah.
So a couple of the meat eaters grabbed a slice and they tried it and they're like, "Holy shit, this is good!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
My aunt and uncle were ranting, complaining about there's a new vegan restaurant just below them. My goal is not to convince them to go to it.
I mean, good vegan food is good vegan.
Cinder and Sage, like group of vegans we know in Seattle, drove to Mukilteo to go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, good food's good food.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing.
Whether or not it has meat is relevant.
Yeah, exactly. It was just funny watching the more conservative, red meat eaters try it and be like, "Wow, this is really good." And like, yeah, it's vegetarian, man.
Yeah.
Is Field Roast vegan?
Field Roast is vegan.
Yeah. It may not have been by the time that my mom was done with it. I think my mom threw some butter in the pan with it.
Oh, I've also done gravy over Field Roast.
Yeah. Well, we had mushroom gravy,
which completely nullifies the vegan if you do it.
Yeah. It nullifies the vegetarian too.
Yeah.
We had mushroom gravy for it,
which if you pick the right base is always a good option.
Yeah.
I've seen mushroom gravy done with like a chicken stock, which just seems to defeat the point.
Yeah, no, this was it was actually my mom went and got the pre-prepared mushroom gravy just to be sure. Yeah. Like the ingredients were like mushroom, flour, water, kind of thing. Yeah, no, overall though, it was a good Thanksgiving. There was some interesting family developments on my side, but nothing worth sharing.
Okay.
Nothing worth spreading, I guess, is the best way to put it. At
least not on the internet.
Not on the internet.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. And I came home with a giant bag of peanut brittle. So
we have funny photos. We found the photo from my brother was served wine at 8 years old.
the big thing about my Thanksgiving was that the new girlfriend's got 1,000 questions.
Yeah.
So it was just like we could. I didn't have to answer a bunch of questions. I could just kind of be off to the side.
Outside barbecuing turkey.
Yeah, people kind of ignored me unless
Congratulations.
it was really nice. Couple questions. How's the new job? It's like, oh yeah. But other than that, that was pretty much it. Most of the sisters got to interrogate me about a month ago though for my grandma's birthday. So
that works.
It kind of.
I mean, I've developed the reputation in my family of being more of the joker and smart ass, so I get less of those questions.
Yeah, because you give less serious answers to them.
And they know it and they accept it.
Yeah. Because you're a bad person.
I have an answer for any question. And I've defended at work too. I have an answer for any question. It may not be a good or right answer, but I have an answer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But before Thanksgiving, we managed to survive something else.
I feel like that was weeks ago.
The movie?
Yeah.
It was 2 days ago, man.
It's been a long 2 days.
Yeah,
right?
I know, right? On Wednesday, we saw Knives Out.
I mean, that time I've had a relaxing morning, which was nice.
I didn't.
Traveling for Thanksgiving. Drinking evening. Running errands on Black Friday with parents.
Apple Cup.
More pizza and drinking. And a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long couple days.
Yeah.
No, I thought today was Sunday this morning.
Ashley texted me last night thinking it was Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Or saying it felt like Sunday evening.
Yeah. I thought it was Sunday this morning.
Nope. We still have more to do today.
Nope. Yep. Much more to do. But we saw Knives Out on Wednesday.
We did.
And for those who don't know, Knives Out is written and directed by Rian Johnson, who most recently is known for having done the Last Jedi.
Yep.
But he also wrote and directed Brick and Looper.
Yeah.
Which are two of my favorite movies of the last 15 years.
I mean, Looper sometimes it kind of comes around again and again.
No.
Brick's a little dense for me.
For those who haven't seen Brick, it is a old school style noir set in a modern high school, and they talk like old. It's
considered like the definition of neo noir.
Yeah, they talk like an old school noir movie too. Like they do the one I keep going back to is instead of saying they ran away, they say they took a powder. And there's a bunch of stuff like that. It's a movie you have to watch a couple times to pick up everything because it's so very much so like
there's a lot of good movies like that.
There's a lot of things like that. And then Looper is the one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis where he's a time traveling assassin and has to close his own loop, and then there becomes a fight for it and all that stuff.
Yep.
And it's really good.
Yeah.
Looper's really good.
And then we just saw Knives Out.
Yeah, Knives Out is his latest.
It's an absolute whodunit.
Yeah, it's a full-on whodunit. He really likes doing these. Rian Johnson really likes doing these types of genre movies. He picks genre movies and just keeps going with it.
Well, even when he does, when he's doing science fiction, there's a lot of this. You don't know the details of the story as you first get the story.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then you find those details later, and
exactly. It's this one. What I loved about one of the things I really liked about Knives Out was the way that he was able to cut together the story in the like. Here's what people are saying happened versus what has actually happened. We as the audience know more than the characters on screen.
But even we don't know all of it.
But even then, we're missing pieces, and like, where are those pieces intertwining with each other?
The way I described it family is it does that classic whodunit where you get a view,
yeah,
and then you get a slightly zoomed out view, and then even further zoomed out,
yeah. You start getting more. You see more and more of the picture as the movie goes on.
Yeah,
but even then, near the end, you're just like, fuck, man, how is this gonna? Oh,
there it is.
There it is. Like it's really well done.
Yeah.
The proper amount of twisting and turning, and it's really funny. It's really, really, really funny. Daniel Craig is absolutely
Does a great Louisiana
fantastic.
accent.
Yeah, he has a full-on Louisiana accent.
Which is rare because there's been so many other Bonds who tried Southern accents and just failed at it.
Daniel Craig, I figured out he can't do a standard American accent.
But when you get into a specialized,
He can do Southern accents. Like
yeah,
has a Southern accent in Logan Lucky,
yep,
but like if you're just like it's either British or Southern.
I can see that. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, and the entire cast is great from start to finish. It's it's Daniel Craig, Toni Collette, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Mhm.
Christopher Plummer, Michael Shannon, oh god, Lakeith Stanfield,
There was
uh, the fucking kid from It. Uh, who are you thinking of?
I'm trying to remember. There was one like just random name at the end of
Chris
it.
Evans is in it. Oh, Frank Oz.
Yeah,
Frank Oz is in a small part. And you know that Frank Oz did that movie because they became friends on Star Wars.
yep.
Like it's that kind of thing. Emmett Walsh is in it for a hot minute,
Mm-hmm.
and I immediately like the second he started talking, I recognized his voice.
There's another one. There's a couple like just big people doing small roles, which I can enjoy.
Yes. No, I've gone through most of the cast that is a big name.
Yeah.
Um, oh, Don Johnson. Don Johnson is in it too. More, from uh, fucking Miami Vice, but more recently he's in Watchmen.
Yeah.
What are you looking up?
Yeah. There's a one that's stuck in my brain, but I can't remember it. So
Who?
I don't remember.
No, which character?
It was the very end of the credits. There was one major name.
Emmett Walsh.
Maybe that was it.
It was. It's Emmett Walsh.
Okay.
It's the dude who was the security groundskeeper guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Emmett
Yeah,
Walsh.
that's it.
I know him because I know his name because his name always entertained me.
Mm-hmm. Kate Callan is great in it too.
Yes.
Like just that role is fun.
Yeah, I mean, in general, like, oh yeah, and like Ricky Lindholm is in a small
Yeah.
part in it.
Yeah.
And the thing that's interesting about it is it's very of our time. It's very clearly something that is taking place in 2019 or 2020 or something like that.
Yeah.
It could have taken place anytime over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of as you know, Ryan Johnson isn't exactly a quiet person. It's got some very strong political and socio-political opinions in the movie.
It does, and they're
They're
well
not
done.
Yeah, they're not obnoxious. It's
Yeah.
always just it's a thing. It's enjoyable.
It is.
I really like I really liked the way that he introduces and shows how they interact with each other, and for how they view themselves versus how they actually act,
Mm-hmm.
what they lie about, what they don't lie about,
Yeah.
like, and so whether or not it's some of the stuff that they lie about, is it more of a point of pride that they're lying about it, or is it
Or they're actually
selfishness, or like what, like why is all of that happening? And I think one of the fun things about Daniel Craig in the movie is he can smell it.
Yep.
He can smell all of it, and I think that's fantastic.
There's a scene with one of my favorite moments. Though was the scene with the lighter towards the end.
With the lighter,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just which is a brilliant little detail.
yeah. The one the
Yep.
yeah, yep. It's There's a lot of little things in it, and you can tell that it was pretty lovingly crafted.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is it's actually the second movie I've seen this year that was, and the other one wasn't murder mystery. It was a horror movie, but it was about a rich family. I saw Hide and Seek,
Right. Yeah.
or was it Hide and Seek? No, it's
No, the game movie.
I have it written.
No, it's hide and seek.
No, is it?
With the where they have to play the game on the wedding night.
Yeah, I have it written down because was really good. Ready or Not. That's it. Ready or Not.
That's it.
Uh, And so in Ready or Not, it's this one, it's a rich family from who come from the father being a highly successful murder mystery writer.
Yeah.
And Ready or Not, it's a giant family of people who are successful based on board games,
Yeah.
but like had very similar vibes at the beginning and then take a very different turn.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's been about a year since we had Jamie Lee Curtis in a movie, and they've both been really good.
last one was Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's still great.
Yeah.
She's still awesome. Chris Evans really shines in this.
He does.
He's
And such a change from Captain America, which is great.
yeah, very different character from Captain America. Ransom, that's the character's name. It's there's some like he has some really great, like you see in the trailer, he has some great comedic moments. Doesn't even begin to cover all of it. He is really, really genuinely very funny in this. But no, all like it's hard to discuss it in detail without
like, because it is a whodunit.
It's a whodunit.
If you start getting too much detail, you're gonna get spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna share spoilers, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to share spoilers. We want people to go see it.
It's also one where even the smallest spoiler becomes a big detail. And
yeah, and it's very difficult to not just say like, oh yeah, and then this person saw this, and I mean, like no spoilers, but it would be a fucking spoiler.
But like even get into like the talking about how scenes are crafted.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
No, it's just a well done movie through and through.
The brilliant foreshadowing. I mean, like any good whodunit, brilliant foreshadowing scattered through, and
yeah, it has a twist like little. It does a really good job of information,
even if you don't realize it.
Because
there's definitely some stuff like if you go back and watch it again, gonna make a lot more sense knowing the ending.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. There's a lot to it, and I'm excited to watch it again and like
piece it together
and see the other things.
Yeah,
kind of coming together, and it's just like there's some things that I thought I'd noticed, and I'm not sure, or if my brain is like filling in that I noticed something, and whether or not like my brain filling in that I noticed something is just me knowing the ending, being like, oh yeah, and remember there was this piece where they showed that, and like,
did
they like did he like I need to go kind of
there were a couple of real big foreshadowing points in it, but yeah. I'm a couple different levels of subtlety on them too.
Yeah, I am excited to see it again and kind of figure out where everyone came from. I am kind of enjoying a little bit of a resurgence of Don Johnson.
Yeah,
recently. I mean, he was in Django Unchained in a very small role. He was one of the Klan members with Jonah Hill,
right?
But well, technically they weren't the Klan; they were the pre-Klan group.
Yeah.
But the guys who got in an argument over where the holes are.
Shit in these.
Yeah,
my wife worked very hard on these.
He's the one who actually says that. I can't see shit in this. Yeah. But and then he's in Watchmen.
Okay.
I'd say this is a spoiler, but it's not really. He dies very early on in Watchmen, but he's in flashbacks. Like his death is literally the impetus for the show.
Okay.
And so it's kind of where shit kicks off, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay.
So, but he has he's in a bunch of flashbacks, and he's like Miami Vice is a cheesy as fuck show, but he's gotten really like he's a good actor.
Yeah,
and I'm enjoying seeing him and things. I mean, there are a number of actors I will always enjoy in things. Michael Shannon is one of them. He's always great.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Lakeith Stanfield is picking up a lot of love in movies now. He was the detective who was there with most people will know him from one of two places currently, which is he was in Get Out. He's the other black dude who showed up at the the lunch,
Yeah.
who was kidnapped at the beginning. And then he's the lead in Sorry to Bother You,
Okay.
the movie that came out
Yeah.
last year. That's really fucking good and gets really weird and surreal.
Best kind.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a great actor too, and I really enjoyed him as a supporting character and kind of a foil to Daniel Craig,
Yeah.
because one of the things that I liked about this is they called out the bullshit of a lot of like who done it murder mystery
Mm-hmm.
type things. It's like, well, this could be a motivation. He's like, that's a fucking weak sauce motivation, man.
Yeah.
And
Everyone has motivations.
yeah,
They're all fucking weak sauce.
yeah, they're all weak sauce. And I thoroughly enjoyed him calling that shit out, because they don't call that out a lot in movies. They just kind of like, oh, that must have been it. Oh, that's why they did it. And it's a weak motivation, man. Like, cops wouldn't actually hold you for that.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely thoroughly enjoyable film. Funny, I thought it
I kind of like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just funny, but it is the.
was. Well, I mean, and sometimes it is cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Perfectly awkward.
Yeah.
And not
Awkward
annoying
and
awkward. Yeah. It is something that people. It is situation to be an awkward situation.
But I
Mm-hmm. Talked about this before.
Yep.
Napoleon Dynamite so much. Having some drop frame problem. Uh-oh.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
At least the ceiling's not falling down.
That's true. Hey, you know what? Hopefully this will be all good to go next week.
We'll see what happens.
Yep.
At that point, I'm going to blame your computer if it's not.
Well, I mean, I would think it was my computer if it weren't for the fact that my phone and your phone actually has shown signs of, like, we'll be connected to the Wi-Fi and then it'll be working just fine. Then the next second it's like no internet. It's like, oh, okay. But the no, I thoroughly enjoyed them. Ryan Johnson making it humorous and making it. There's one scene in it that's probably the most politically outspoken scene in it, which is when they're obviously, without calling him by name, they're talking about Trump.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's they don't actually say his name, but it's very obviously that's who they're talking about. And here's the thing: is normally I would scoff at, like, God, you're gonna put that in the movie. It's gonna date the movie, and like, it's gonna like, it probably won't hold up as well over time, because like there are a lot of, that's kind of the problem with a lot of.
Well, I mean, there's one character who's very much a product of the current times.
Yeah, I mean, and what that
and hopefully won't hold up with long term.
Yeah, there's a problem, but there's a problem with a lot of comedies where they write jokes that are
funny at the time,
or applicable to the current socio-political climate, zeitgeist, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and that 15 years later you watch it and you're like, oh, that joke doesn't work anymore. The thing about this is everything they talk about isn't jokey jokes. It's shit that's absolutely true, and it's like, fuck, man, that's like it, and it's something that's gonna be remembered.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily a joke; it's more of how people talk currently, which carries over better than making a joke about how things are.
Correct. Yeah. And it's not straight up making fun of somebody. It's them literally talking about something like they would.
Yeah.
Like people would. And it's just what's funny and awkward about it is the situation, not the joke writing.
I think we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, the come on. Yeah.
Yep. Well, and also your awareness as the viewer in that scene also adds to it.
Yes, yeah, it does. There is one great running gag in it, because the main character is technically not part of the family.
Yeah.
She's an immigrant.
Yeah.
And there's one running gag where they cannot get what country she's from right.
No, yeah.
And it's I can't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing at it. It was so great. Every single time I literally looked at it, it's like, they're gonna do that every time, huh? Yep. It's like, okay, cool. And
it's interesting. It's also a certain level of commentary on the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a couple of those scenes feel like they were written by Jordan Peele, like
Yeah.
they were cut from Get
Because
Out.
there's a couple times they get it right. There's a couple characters who get it right.
Yeah,
There's other characters who are always going to different countries,
yeah, yeah.
and it shows an awareness of that character with relation to the other character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it feels like it's like stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor of Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the lines that they say, and you're just like, oh, that's fucking brutal, man.
I just found the end point to one of my favorite running jokes in the Muppet movie this week.
Oh yeah,
The original one.
yes,
There's this running joke of every time someone talks about being lost and stuff, someone goes, "Well, have you tried to find Hare Krishna?"
yeah,
I finally just realized that when they're lost and they end up at the church,
yeah.
like where the electric band is playing.
Dr. Funk,
Yeah, Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth,
and
yeah,
Electric Mayhem.
yeah, that's right. Dr. Funk is Dave Ross's cat.
I just finally realized down the corner is a sign that says the name of the church
Hare Krishna
and Reverend Harry Krishna.
Gotta love those, like,
Those subtle jokes.
and that's kind of one of the great things that Knives Out did was it
Yeah.
had a lot of those like little subtle things that were just kind of interdispersed. A lot of real good at like taking about highlighting those shitty microaggression things.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's things that where people are saying something terrible and they don't even realize they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really pretty great.
It is.
It's really quite great. I thoroughly enjoyed
I mean,
it.
there's one foreshadow in the beginning that connects right to the very last scene that I love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is brilliant.
Yeah. God, yeah, I just remembered one of the other ones, and I'm not going to say it. It's just so there's just a bunch of really great running jokes.
The story ties up very nicely.
Yeah. Yes, it does. It ties up quite nicely.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really, really genuinely well done.
And what I think is interesting is as you get to the end, there's a bunch of storylines just kind of laying around.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they bundle up nicely. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, where are all these at? Oh, we're just gonna.
And as we hit the reveals, they all start falling together.
Yep. Things start falling into place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever done a loose weave where you weave something very loosely and then tighten it?
And then you pull it and it just comes together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I have. Or, or like when you're tying your shoe sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's just looping and looping and looping, and then all of a sudden tighten. Oh, look, and it's there.
Or even some of the more complex knots.
Yeah.
Or it looks like weird loops, and all of a sudden you pull it tight and ding.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
But no, they did a really, really, really great job. I'm really happy that Ryan Johnson got to come out and throw down too against, the army of dipshits on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a realization this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've talked before about how fandoms can be poisonous.
Yeah.
And I realized recently, no one hates their own property more than Star Wars fans.
Oh no, not at all.
Like no one.
No. And I still feel I don't feel it's the overall property. There's a vocal group within it that are just the shittiest humans on the planet.
I saw a Twitter thread. Somebody was giving Kevin Smith shit online about something, and he was like, hey man, like I understand not liking the movies. That's fine. A lot of people don't, and because he's Kevin Smith and he does that way sometimes. But I couldn't help but I looked at the thread, and like this person was demanding that Lucasfilm disavow The Last Jedi and that Ryan Johnson apologize and quit making movies forever because The Last Jedi was such an abomination.
See, that's the thing is like, so there's this small group who are very vocal and shitty, but there's also a reason why these movies sell so well.
Yeah, it's like somebody was like, it was like, I bet the Rise of Skywalker would be doing better if Ryan Johnson would have had apologized and disconnected his name from the last movie. It's like, dude, it hasn't come out yet.
Is it doing badly?
No, it's completely sold out everywhere.
The only reason it's
it's this contingent of dipshits on the internet who like
feed off each other.
They feed off each other, and they create this like little echo chamber of themselves like yelling, and they think that if they yell one thing loud enough,
the rest of the world will care.
Well, it'll be true.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I heard Star Wars is doing really bad. No, it's not. Somebody was like, Kathleen Kennedy needs to quit. She has no idea what any Star Wars stuff is. She's the only person who's worked on all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She knows. Nobody knows Star Wars better than her. It's like being like, Kevin Feige should really stop making Marvel movies.
It's a little too late now, but Stan Lee.
Yeah, I mean, Stan Lee should really. I mean,
he'll get to step. Go back up.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we're going. Fuck, this is so annoying. This is so done. Fucking annoying.
Ignore it. Look away.
I can't. Away. There's no.
Ignore the train wreck.
No, because it's literally fucking up everything that we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It is so goddamn annoying. I'm so angry.
Well, a new one next week.
Yeah. Well, now it means I'm going to have to fucking cut together the videos to upload it to YouTube. That's why I'm now angry, because it stopped recording.
Okay.
God damn it.
We're almost done. On happier notes, Knives Out was really good.
Knives Out was really good.
We're looking forward to Star Wars.
We are looking forward to Star Wars.
The original movie holds up.
Yep.
My aunt did figure I was going out with a hearing aid.
It's just annoying. Sorry. I hate seeing that shit happen when there's no reason for it to happen.
That's fair.
We're paying for the fucking fast internet, and our internet keeps shitting the bed. It's just
yeah.
But anyway, Star Wars fans suck.
Yes.
And
they suck worse than our internet.
Well, and I've also just come to the realization that I like being a fan of things. I clearly like being a fan of things. I mean, if you look behind Boyd, there's Weird Al stuff, and then all the D&D and Critical Role stuff there.
There's some Dune stuff down below.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah. I mean, I'm of the
opinion. You can't see it, but on this wall,
I got
Seahawks, Ninja Turtles.
I've got references to Seahawks, Ninja Turtles, Guardians of the Galaxy, Wu-Tang Clan, Sesame Street, and Smoking.
Yeah, the Smoking one is from Danielle Corsetto.
Satirical.
Yeah, it's Danielle Corsetto. But obviously, I'm a fan of things.
Well, that's the thing is I'm a fan of things. I don't have the energy to be an anti-fan.
I don't. Well, yeah, and I don't participate in shitty fandom stuff. Like, if we saw Solo and we had, but I didn't really care for it. We have our gripes about it.
Yeah,
but that's about where it ends.
I only have one Star Wars movie I don't watch. Phantom Menace,
the first one,
which has two great characters in it, though.
Yeah, Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is I'm still a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah, and
I can openly be critical of those movies, but I don't demand that fucking George Lucas throw himself into a goddamn volcano because I didn't like those movies. I just didn't like them.
Yeah,
that's just.
And I'm also a fan of Star Trek and James Bond.
Yeah,
and there's some
bad rough shit in there. Yeah,
yeah. There's some James Bond that really does not hold up.
No, it really doesn't.
There was some James Bond that was not good when it came out.
No, yeah.
Looking at you, 80s.
Yeah. It's shit. 80s, 2000s.
No,
the end of the Pierce Brosnan era was,
which I think is pre-2000.
His last one is like 2002.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I believe the World Is Not Enough is 2002.
See, the World Enough, that's not my bottom start. That's not the bottom of the rung for me.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Like there's Pierce Brosnan era hits a phase where it realizes it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and that helps it. That helps it. I mean,
no, they're like sometimes parts of a series are bad. I mean, Indiana Jones.
Also, the last Pierce Bronson was Die Another Day.
Yeah, that's the one.
Not The World Is Not Enough.
That's the one I meant. Die Another Day. But like Indiana Jones is a great example. Yeah. Some of the movies are just better than the other ones.
Yeah. Look at you, Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Shit, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles is another great example. It's just,
and yeah, I might complain, but when a song comes out, I'm not going to stick around and complain for years about it.
Stopped recording again.
Do we just want to call it?
No.
Is this the end of our podcast for good, permanently?
It's just so frustrating to me.
Just walk away, call it done, never record again.
No, I'm just. Why does it do this to me? Like, the thing that kills me is I tested it 20 minutes before we started, and it fucking worked great. It looked fantastic. Everything was working well. And then went to actually start, and
there's our listener question for the week. Why does the universe do this to Curtis?
Yeah, why does it hate me?
Please submit all your answers. I want to read through them.
Yeah. It's just so
why does the universe hate Curtis? I have my answers. I'm sure you have your own.
You know what? We're close enough to the end. We can just call it as a fucking early episode this week. It's not as long of an episode. It's not our shortest episode, but god damn it, we're having too many technical issues because our internet fucking keeps going out.
And some shit just drops in and out, and you can't stop that.
I will cut you. I will cut you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're calling it for this week.
Bye, kids.
Bye, kids.
Hope you actually heard that.
Yeah.
We didn't mention Geekcraft, but oh well.